Okay. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Today's lesson will be on your back. So feel free to get set up. But the trick is we're going to be moving arms in a circle. So the ideal solution is to have an overhang desk with a caterpillar or something so that way you can move your arms around. Okay. So there we go. All right. Sorry about that. Now, you can be on your back. I'm going to turn around and hope that I end up visible. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now, right, so getting your environment set up is so important. Certain lessons just take more space than I'm starting. Still huge. Now, well, just gonna have to go up and having a studio set up that's just right would really help. So you can see the music back, lying on my back. Then, how do you make contact with the floor? Does it feel good to be lying on your back right now? You need support under your head. Have it be firm, not to the possibly a book. This is a gardener's kneeling pad or a folded towel. And notice how you're supported by the floor. As you breathe, what do you notice in the in? What you notice about how the shape of your body changes as air comes in. Air coming in is a passive process during sleep, but certainly a possible one to have conscious influence over during awake periods. So feel how smooth you breathe. Allow yourself to be supported by the ground. Does one leg feel longer in the ground? Higher towards the ceiling. Closer to your head. So the pelvis can do a variety of movements. And those movements are sometimes ongoing, even after there's no need to. That residual tension. It's a bit like each things that are placed that may not be needed there. And so these habits of muscular effort can persist after the call to action has passed. You find yourself on one side of your sacrum more so than the other. Without trying to change anything or judge anything. There are times where a memory might come up or, oh yeah, I was overdoing this. And I remember how that felt when I did that. Those are antecedents. The primary intent is to draw a map, not to get lost in the story about how the map became like this. Although, if the story involves the area of routine, it was most certainly the same, because maybe there are some modifications to make to that daily routine. If it was a traumatic experience, it doesn't feel healed or settled. And that can be perpetuating a guarding state, which may lead to the same physical condition. For the next 40 minutes, you're laying on your back. Engage in a movement experience. Notice which arm feels longer, which shoulder feels closer to your ear. What's the distance between the shoulder blades? Any relationship between your shoulder blades being higher towards the ceiling and your sacrum being more towards the ceiling as well. Twist and then slight roll. I feel both heavier on my left side and lower on my left shoulder, so I feel rotated. I'm already biased rolling to my left. Perhaps that's your experience. You feel like you're going to the right or opposite different shoulders. Just notice how far away from neutral you are, both lower body and upper body. Ideally with a sense of acceptance, and then that could be a swamp or difficult terrain to navigate. It's just as much equanimity as golden meadow or beautiful beach. Sense your weight from the back of your head down to your sacrum. Weight through your spine. Into many curves. Oh, so. Okay. Oh, bend your left foot. Stand your left foot. With that foot back. Notice how that changes the offsetting of weight on your pelvis. I'm going to correct that the sacrum. So, experiment with where your foot is positioned. So that way your leg can use the least amount of effort and stay in stable. And when you find that place, begin to lower your opposite side of your sacrum by using your foot. There is a way to roll a bit on your sacrum using your foot. It doesn't need to be much. It doesn't need to be fast. It's best to be able to track what you're doing while you're pressing with your foot. Nice and slow and gradual. When you press in with your foot, what else happens? You feel everything behind your shoulder blades. You feel everything behind your head. As your right shoulder blade get closer to the ground and closer to the ceiling. And pressing with your foot and roll a little bit on the right side of yourself. How about your left shoulder? Is your left shoulder going back towards the floor? Is it going forward to the ceiling? Certainly can't be both. It changes throughout the dressing. Those are the options I like to include. One, the other, neither, or both. So take a moment to feel your right arm. How do your right arm be supported by the ground? Begin to slide your right arm up over your head. Always remain in contact with the ground. You're going to reach something that's over your head. Now, I've got this table here that's in the way. There's a leg that is preventing my movement. Hopefully you have a clear path for yourself. So in the video, you're going to see my arm raise right here so that I can get over that obstacle. But it's just a constraint of the situation and how the room is with how I can be filming myself for you today. Allow your arm to slide up over your head along the ground. Ideally reaching to a point that is close to being over your head meter, on the ground, and close to your nipple. I can't quite reach that far today. So my arm, right about here, is like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. So have your arm as far overhead as you can comfortably. Begin to slide it a little farther away in a straight line away from your spine. Not very much. Instead of sliding along the floor in an arc, you're sliding in a straight line away from your spine. Does that influence your head? Do your head roll towards your arm? Allow it to. If that's what happens. It's like someone is very gently pulling on your arm, lengthening your arm. It's like a very slow melting. And then a reformation. Back to neutral. There's no taking your arm closer to the spine once you reach neutral. It's only lengthening. So what do you notice in your knee and your foot? Is there any opening in the pelvic floor, in the hip joint? I'm finding that my knee is starting to drift to the left, and it's starting to fall. So I'm going to reposition the foot so that I can have this very nice diagonal connection. Like pushing with your foot and lengthen your arm. Notice what part gets a little more weighted into the ground. The part of your arm you feel becoming deeper, more in contact. Allow your head to roll towards your hand to the right. Between each movement, have a pause. And in that pause, you are more than welcome to reorganize the placement of your foot, the location of your arm, pick up your head, back down somewhere new. And it's important that those things happen between the movements and not in the middle of them. That with the foot press, the head roll, the arm reach, that all happens And then you can reversible to go back to the starting position. And the information that you've just learned can be processed here. Do a few more. Pressing in with your foot, sliding your arm, lowering your head. Do they come naturally to you? Does that feel like a coordinated effort? That one flow is with the other, with the other. It's a bit of a timing in this one. But for now, have a rest. Bring your arm down along your side, lengthen your legs. And notice if you're making contact with the floor in a different way. Does my shoulder feel heavier? Heavier than the other, as well as heavier than I did before. And feel more supported by the ground. And that's easier to move. Yes, just in the joint. Bend your right knee, stand your right foot, and dabble with placement until it feels like you're solid in terms of needing very little effort to keep it there. The idea is to press in so that you are shifting weight onto the left side of your sacrum, which is a bone at the base of your spine. It's quite larger than the vertebrae. It looks a bit like a shellfish, a shell with holes that nerves come out through. It's an unusual, it's like a hand cupped shape. Hopefully feel the rocking along the back of it. When fully reposition your foot as it becomes more clear where you can make it easier while performing the same task. And now something a little different than last time. Pressing with your foot so that your left shoulder goes back into the floor. You're rolling on your sacrum at a different angle. How does the intention of having your left shoulder go back influence what you're feeling for, influence where your attention is? And that it's possible to, even with your foot, which is far away from your head, especially your shoulder, even being in the same position, there's a way that you can direct it in a different trajectory, a different angle, a different vector that leads to a different sensory experience. So if you go back to the view, just roll across your sacrum, straight left and right. What do you notice in your shoulder when you do that? There with your foot in the same position, press in so that your left shoulder goes back. There's a different way. For me, it's pressing a little bit farther down towards my toes. That gives me this reciprocal way to go more towards the top left. So that. Leave your sacrum there, pause with the foot, and begin to slide your left arm in a circle over your head so that it's closer to being above your head. When that becomes even more difficult when you reach the end of the range of motion, and just bring it back in. I just clicked 5 times, so this is something that I feel a lot of places in my spine that have been a bit slumbery when I initiated. I did play video games for 5 hours yesterday. Some of it was fun. What a long day. See. So, allow the weight of your arm to rest into the floor. It's quite heavy, so heavy. Press in with your foot towards the shoulder and then slide your arm up in a circle. Press in with your foot towards your shoulder. I'm gripping with my toes a little bit to get a little bit more clear about how I can support this sliding of the arm above the head. Having my pelvis off the ground is allowing the arm to slide easier. Also rotate your arm so that your little pinky side is facing the ceiling. I do apologize, I did not realize I was going to click so much. It hurts. It hurts in a strange way. It hurts in a way that's like, hard to know. Oh, it's just not possible. That easy. Leave your arm up where it is, however far it goes comfortably. And you're going to slide it along its axis so it gets farther away from your spine and a little bit closer to it. Allow your head to go if your head goes easily. You could say in pursuit of your arm. You could say as a byproduct of moving it. You can look up towards the hands. Bring awareness to your right hip. And feel opening and your arm slides long. When you feel ready, push in with your foot and slide your arm. Allow your head to roll. And bring your arm back down, lengthen the leg to the wrist. You feel more space in both the joints compared to the beginning. Water across your shoulders and the back. Stand your left leg. Foot is on the ground. Knee is in the air. Release on the feet. Press a few times. And notice that far onto your right side. When you roll by pressing it with your right foot. Can you feel the outside of some of your ribs on the right beginning to bear weight on the outside? Allow your arm to sweep to the outside. And as your arm sweeps to the outside, can you do it in such a way that you begin to leave the ground with your left shoulder? That your right arm can go a little bit forward. So sorry about that. The right arm can go a little bit away from your spine at the end. So it goes around in a circle, around in a circle, around in a circle. You're pressing with your foot, and then you lengthen your arm so that way you end up on your side. Reverse everything, and back down. Press with your foot, and rolling onto the right side. The arm sweeps up, and it slide it away from the boom. You can be on your side. And we'll reverse everything. Once more. Pressing onto the foot. Rolling onto the right side, allowing the right arm to sweep out to the side in a circle, continuing to press from the left shoulder away, and then sliding the right arm forward, and now you're on your side. You make it do the arm, the left leg on the right leg, and reverse it. Is that good fun? Is that a useful thing to do? Of course. Then once you decide from laying on your back. Now, I'll try the same to the other side. I'm going to rest on your back first. Stage your right foot. A few times by itself, just press with the foot and feel which of your ribs on your left you're able to access. And then you press in with your foot. And then you slide your left arm. Pressing with your right foot, slide your left arm out to the left. Press with your right foot towards the shoulder. Slide your left arm out to the side. Really press with your foot so you go over onto your left side. Allow that left arm to go away from so that the end of on your left. Reverse everything. Pressing in with your right foot. Going over to the left. Raising the left arm. Boom. The head ends up on your arm. And the right leg on your left arm. Press and roll. Reach. 7. If you come over to your stomach now, see if by pressing with your foot, come over onto your left. You bring your right arm over as well so that you end up with both arms overhead, completely on your stomach. For me, that does not take much additional effort to do after having this. Pressing in with your foot, setting the motion up towards the shoulder, reaching with the arm, and it just happens. You need to go over onto your stomach. Oh, one more try and then have a rest. To me, it's important to have that right arm delay. That there's a pressing with the right foot towards the left shoulder, a lengthening of the left arm, the knee is tilting, and my right arm is coming up at the very, very, very end, right here. All right, leave it in my stomach. Legs long, arms down along your side. How is your breathing now compared to the beginning? So this time, bend your left foot and your right arm out to the side rather than over your head. So it's in line with your waist. Draw your elbow in so the elbow is touching your ribs, or kind of close to it, with your arm waist height. When you press in with your left foot, you begin to roll to the right. Slide your right elbow underneath your ribs. And then reverse everything. The arm goes forward, you end up on the back. Practice that a few more times. Pressing in with your left foot, the left side of your sacrum comes away. But there's also a space here for your right elbow to come underneath. So the idea here is a different way to move. How does that play out? How can we find a way to do that movement in such a way that it's pleasurable, light, and easy, Reverse everything. Try it on the other side now. Pressing into your right foot, your left arm is sideways at rib height. Pressing into your right foot, sliding your left elbow underneath your left side. Pressing into your right foot. Leave your left leg long. You can use your right arm to press into the ground on the left side of you. Yeah, that cookie thing for me. I don't think I can do it without my arm. Let me see. No, I can't. I'm stuck right here. Yes, we all have things we're working for, don't we? So you're likely to do it better if you'd like me to look at your video. If you're doing it better than me is better. Because that doesn't look. Oh my goodness. Right, so I'm using my head a lot to be able to create a space. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, right. So, then both knees, also pressing in with one foot and then the other, with this idea of having the opposite shoulder go a little bit more backwards. Really clear on, you can imagine targeting one vertebra lower each time you press in with your foot, starting up between your shoulders. One more lower, one more lower, one more lower. So it's the beginning movement of rocking onto the opposite side of your sacrum with a left-right movement instead of any kind of pitch. If you really can, you create an arching in your back. I imagine vertebrae or the thing. Let's see. Feel from the reciprocal. And we've had enough. Don't be your legs. Rest. Notice how you breathe in this down compared to doing this. Since I'm strong from the top of the head. Just right arm making contact and feeling supported by the ground. The heaviness of your right shoulder, right shoulder blade. Left arm, and then the left arm. The heaviness. Feeling breathing. And softness. space that it creates. The volume change. Nice forward. So we'll open. So if you use this technique now to come into standing. Good. I hope you learned something useful today from that experience. Thanks for being here. Take care.